And are you just gonna like edit what you need to as well?
Who knows? When you see the final product, you'll know. I've done a lot of these now. 110 I'm up to now, but I still get quite nervous. Speaking to other people. I'm just gonna... Yep, just checking we got audio. That's the main thing. I'm here with my amazing girlfriend, Amanda. We're here in Bondi, the beautiful part of Australia. It's been a nice start to the morning. It's been a mixture of things. I went for a little run this morning, did a few kilometres. You went for a swim. You did meditation, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a really nice meditation just before getting out of bed. Lately I've been doing Joe Dispenza meditations, which are like just so needed, so what I need at the moment. 'Cause I went through a phase of just doing silent meditations for a bit, and I was getting to a point where I was feeling like my mind was just getting so, I don't know, caught up in stuff. So I just had to come back to listening to guided meditations again. So I've just been doing that. And yeah, Joe Dispenza has some really beautiful, powerful meditations that I've been loving. And particularly for my life at the moment, just going through a lot of transition. There's a lot of movement happening, a lot of letting go, a lot of change, a lot of new things. So yeah, it's just been helping keep me quite grounded and centered.
Yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing of like our relationship is as we grow and evolve, and there's different parts, like as our lives come together more and more, there's different aspects of your life, and I guess like your daily routines. And I think something I really admire within yourself is just your ability to be so grounded and giving yourself that presence. And I feel that's something that's really like rubbed off on myself in terms of like the meditation, and it's something that I know for myself is like really beneficial, the meditation practice. And I've done Vipassana 100-hour meditation, and you would think that one would come out of that and be a master of meditation. It's something that challenges me like to the core still, and it's, I guess like I'm quite calm and collected on the outside, but it's the inner chatter that is something that really challenges me. And your meditation practice and the guided meditation was something that I've also tried to incorporate in my life, and I feel having that guidance is really powerful. It just gives you something to bring yourself back to a bit more. When the thoughts start taking over and you start getting lost in thought, there's that voice there that just brings you back. And I feel for myself it's something, meditation, a bit like reading, is just like low priority for me, but often it's those things like the stillness and the calm, and those practices are just like so beneficial in many aspects of your life.
Other than the idea of the thoughts and just the busyness in your mind, like what do you feel like is the most challenging to keep very committed to meditative practice?
I think what challenges me with it is I sort of approach it as like a business perspective in terms of how I spend my time, and it's like what gives me the best return on investment. And for me, it's easier. I guess like one of my strengths is exercise, so sitting and meditating for 10 minutes or going for a half-hour run, if I have the choice, I I'll go for the run. And it is quite like, it's so beneficial for my mental and physical body, but sometimes it can be a distraction as well, and it's not being present as much with the thought. It's almost suppressing it and pushing it aside sometimes. So it's being conscious of that, and the meditation practice is so beneficial by just putting a higher prioritization on it, you know.
And what do you feel like was your biggest lesson with your experience at Vipassana?
To be honest, it was like one of, if not the most challenging things I've ever done. As I've shared, like for me it was the physical pain, which was so hard for me, like spending up to 10 hours a day with like really like intense knee pain. Just having to sit with that for so long was just like almost torturous for me. And like everyone's there for a different reason. I think in reflection, my decision to do the retreat was driven by ego. It was very much I was in that mind frame of just continually doing difficult things. And for me, it was like I didn't have a very strong foundational like meditation practice going into it. I had minimal. For me, it was more like the challenge of like, can I get through this really difficult thing? And I feel like the universe served me in a way that really tested my ego. So the pain that I was experiencing was part, I wouldn't say punishment, but like a lesson. It was like I could have got more assistance in terms of like a physical aid, like a chair, to help ease the pain that I was feeling, but my ego pushed me for like, I think up to about day 7 to not do that, because in my mind that was like my version of failure if I asked for that help. And I got to the point where I was so close to leaving, but it was only through the compassion of someone else that I managed to, like, when I found something outside myself, I stayed and continued on that journey. So I think like it's really, and even where I'm currently at with the stuff that I do, it's like, it's good to reflect on it and really think about those lessons that were learned, and actually really being present with them and going, oh yeah, am I just repeating patterns again, you know? What am I trying to prove? I mean, it was like coming out of that was such a big accomplishment. I think the fascinating thing around that was that although the pain was there, still like day 8, through the power of the mind and the meditation practice, I was able to get that pain to go away, which for me was just like mind-blowing to get to that point. And it sort of really proved to me that for humans there's so much, a lot of the pain I feel that is within ourselves is created by the mind. Yeah, it's like it's just a really fascinating, almost I would say, experiment of human psychology. And everyone's experience going into those is different, and everyone's has a, I guess, perceived outcome or like desired outcome from it. And to be honest, the thought of like doing it again scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, wow. Did you go in with a clear intention of why, other than the fact that it was just a hard thing for you to do?
I think one of the main underlying reasons for doing it is like I'm in all this pain and there's this inner turmoil and emotion and trauma and stuff within myself that I couldn't quite acknowledge, but I felt going through this 10 days, I'd come out the other side like a healed, enlightened version of myself.
And did you come close to that?
Nowhere near it. I would question whether I came out with more trauma, to be honest.
What's your overall perspective of this experience? Because I personally haven't ever done a Vipassana before. I did come close to doing it. So it's basically a 10-day silent retreat, silent meditation retreat, where you are kind of, you can explain a little bit more about what it is, but you're not allowed to journal. You're not allowed to make movement, really. Like, you can't dance, you can't make eye contact, you can't connect with anyone in any like normal human way. And I think that would be very, very challenging for anyone to experience. And so many people willingly go and do this experience. And yeah, I've heard very mixed reviews with a lot of people that have come out the other side. So yeah, I'm curious to know what your general experience is with like the support that you would receive as well. Like, just sort of saying then you feel like you maybe came out with more trauma. Like, do you feel like that's something that could easily happen with a lot of people?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very ancient practice that's been handed down from like centuries, so it is somewhat primitive in a way. The whole concept of the Vipassana is you go in for 10 days. Like, to be honest, I'm one of those people that like ignorance is bliss for me, and I sort of just know the basic fundamentals, but I don't do too much research, but knew what I was going in for. And yeah, I did it in Blackheath in the Blue Mountains, so it's pretty much just you and your clothes, no belongings, no phones, no journals, paper, pencils, anything. It's purely just like you versus you. It's just you and your mind. There's 100 people that did the one I was on, 50 men, 50 women. You're split, so you're separated from the women. You have to abstain from sex. No drinking, no drugs, no coffee.
How'd you go with that one?
To be honest, I love coffee, but when I don't have the actual option of it being there, I can sort of just detach from it. It's not like I actually find it easier because it's just not available, full stop, so I don't really think about it. No killing, like no killing of bugs and stuff like that, any sort of living being. And yeah, it's 10 days, 10 hours a day of meditation. Majority of that's held in like this big meditation hall, and in that you're split into half men and women. So every night you watch like a video, and there's, I forget his name, Esen Goenku. He's like the guy that does the teachings, and he's now passed, so it's all like in video form. And you watch those for about an hour each night, and that's sort of the practice for the next day of what to work on. And you start with Anapura, which is I think the first 3 days, which is just really connecting with the breath and feeling that, and the nasal breathing and feeling the air and just getting really present with yourself. And then I think it's day 4 or 5 through to the end, and you're really like doing these scans of the body and just feeling what's coming up and being present with the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations in the body. And you just like, you're continually doing something the whole time, or you're in the meditation. But yeah, it's just allowing, accepting anything that comes through and acknowledging it not as good nor bad, and just being in that place of neutrality. And yeah, it was a massive challenge. Like some of the meditations, the sittings would like, some of them felt like you was there for 3 hours when you've done one. Some of them were like, felt like 15 minutes. You sort of lose touch of just reality and time, and you're just in this bubble. But to answer your question in terms of like support, the other thing is you can't talk to people or look at them. So whenever you're circulating around, there's a gong that goes off for the meditations and for dinner, lunches and that. But yeah, you're purely just looking at the ground. Anything that comes up, there's you've got someone that like, what are they called? Like a mentor that overlooks, say there's a mentor for the men, and you could go and speak to him, but it's like minimal conversation. If there's something really coming up, he could give you some small guidance. And then there's a teacher for the men and the women, so they're out the front just meditating with you the whole time. But at lunch you can make an appointment to speak to them, and they'll give you a little bit more guidance. It's sort of like a 5-minute window where at lunch you can have a conversation with them. So it's very internalized in terms of the support. So anything that's coming up for you, you can't talk about it to anyone. You can't even really talk to yourself, like you just, it's you versus you.
Yeah, just hearing that from so many people's experiences, I feel like it would just really test anyone. It would really test me as well. Like, I am quite a big believer in allowing the movement of energy, like when things come up, like allowing things to flow through on paper, through journaling or through movement or through speech or whatever that might look like. So to kind of contain all of that and really process that through the mind. Is that kind of how they're teaching you what they're teaching, or it's just more so allowing you to focus on being present and having that awareness? Like, do you feel any urge that you want to kind of let energy out and release and talk, and like, where's the laughter, where's the joy, where's the fun?
I feel like I've got really good perspective on this because I have done a few different modalities, like therapies, I guess you'd call, healings, some spiritual ones, some very full-on, some masculine ones, some outdoor-based retreats. Like, I've done a few different things, and it's so individualized, I've seen someone do one recently, and I got to sort of the third way through the retreat and just realised it wasn't for him. And it's so there's no right or wrong, and we're all vastly different in the way that we need to process. I feel like with the Vipassana, it's a way of doesn't feel so much about working through it, but just allowing and accepting what comes up. Any emotions, traumas, and just being really present with it, allowing it, not giving it a positive nor negative annotation. And it's like, this is this thing, it's happened in my life, I can see it, feel it, and just allowing it. And I guess a lot of people, it does pass through them. It's a very energetic practice, The meditation hall is quite a spiritual place, and I think like even talking to people afterwards, you know, like some people are just on these, like the meditation is just this place where they're just on this journey, you know, inwards, and some people are off in the cosmos and just like want to, like 10 hours is probably nothing to them. It's a place that they just love, you know, and it's I think like in reflection I would recommend, like if it's something that people are interested in, to just don't go 110% like I do and just be like okay, I'm interested in this thing, let's just dip the toe and do like a 1-day silent retreat or something, you know, and just be like, because we are so vastly different. Like I could recommend like something that's really worked for me in that space, and I have had things that have worked really well for me, and someone else was like seen that same practitioner and just been like, oh, it didn't work for me, you know. I think we're so vastly different and unique, and you just have to find communities and people that you connect with.
Absolutely.
What would you say for yourself? If we come back to my perspective of return on investment, it's like for your time, your value, your energy, you've done a lot of internal work as well. What would you feel has worked best for you?
What do I feel like has worked best for me? I feel like if I was to pick one main thing, I definitely feel like meditation is something that has helped me the most. My relationship with it, though, has been quite inconsistent throughout. I've been in phases where I have stayed very committed to my meditation practice, and I feel like that's where I've really felt the most connected and aligned and grounded. And then I notice when I kind of drift off that path a little bit, that's when things in my life can start to become a little bit more chaotic, and I can just feel just almost like just, how do I explain this? It's almost like bits just start to melt around my life when I'm not kind of in that place of my meditation practice, because I feel like just maintaining that does keep me grounded. And I love how you did share originally in the beginning how you do feel like that I do bring that sense of groundedness, because for me, I don't know if I fully feel that within myself, which is interesting. I mean, it's something that I've definitely been working on for a long time to keep that, to feel that groundedness and stability, but I still feel like there's so much more to work with. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like meditation practice has definitely helped me a lot. I've journeyed through multiple different meditation practices as well. I've played with silent meditations of just being in stillness. I've played around with different types of guided meditations. Honestly, mostly all of the meditation practices that I ever access is just off YouTube. I feel like anything that you can think of is available there. Like if I'm feeling like I'm needing a bit of a boost of confidence, I'll listen to a confidence boosting meditation for like 2 weeks. Or if I'm needing more grounding, I'll listen to a grounding meditation for 2 weeks, or a letting go meditation. It's just like, I feel like having that as a regular anchor point daily is so powerful. When I can also fit it in morning and evening as something I do as soon as I wake up, before I start the day, and then also before I go to bed, I feel like it's almost like having a mental shower. Like, it's just really giving a whole reset and sort of setting the tone for my sleep and also setting the tone for my following day. And I notice that when I'm in a good routine with that, like I just have so much more clarity within myself and like confidence and just sharpness in my mind as well is really on point. But I find the biggest challenge with this is to maintain consistency, especially just in the busyness of life, because like Andy, sometimes I feel like sitting in meditation doing nothing for 10, 15 minutes, however long you do that for, it's just like it's wasting time. And it's like I could be going for a run, or I could be exercising, I could be prepping my dinner or sleeping in or something like that. So it's like, why do that? But I know when I do get into it, like just that feeling and that benefit. And it's those moments where you do pause for a bit, and trying to get back into that routine can be quite challenging, because it's you. Go away, Brooke. I'll call you back later. It's you basically letting go of, or confronting your ego, letting go of your ego as well, because your ego is kind of in this place of comfort of like, no, I'll sleep in, no, I won't do meditation, no, like I don't want to let go, or I don't want like my higher self to be more in control of my mind. And it's those moments that you surrender to that more and really allow yourself to just sink into that meditative state and let your mind go. Because I don't know if I'm going to remember this quote, but the mind is a powerful tool. No, I've lost it. There's this quote, it's something along the lines of, the mind is a powerful gift, but the intuition is, I don't know, I butchered that so hard. The intuition is the greatest gift, but the mind is not. Have you heard that?
I was thinking of a similar one that I was trying to recall. It's like the mind is it's a terrible master but a beautiful slave or something.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm thinking of.
It's worded a bit differently,
but yeah, at the end of the day, the mind is just this thing that we let control our lives, and it can overpower us, and it can cause us destruction and chaos and overwhelm and anxiety and stress and all of this stuff. But when you have the self-discipline to allow yourself to just let the mind quiet and just to sit in a meditation for 10 minutes a day, and just allow that opportunity for your higher self, that deeper part of you, to emerge and to connect with that more, to feel more into your heart and into your body, and allow more of that part of you every day, more of that will come through in your world. And I'm no enlightened being, but I have had so many glimpses of just pure magic from these practices that it keeps allowing me to come back to it. And it's been so challenging so many times, but just knowing the magic and the beauty and the power that I have access to from those certain glimpses that I've experienced throughout my life are just beyond words, that I just have to keep dipping my toe into that and seeing how far I can go. And it's only just like still the beginning of the journey of wherever this is going, but it's using those tools, using those practices. And through meditation, I feel like it's opened me up to allowing other modalities into my world, like energy healing and kinesiology and spinal energetics and acupuncture, healthy eating, connecting to my intuitive voice a lot more to make decisions. Like, all of this stuff has been a catalyst from saying yes to meditation. So I feel like it is such a powerful thing, and just talking about that then as well, I feel like I'm re-inspiring myself to go deeper.
That's what this is about. It's the questioning and just voicing what's on your mind. It often reveals the answers, doesn't it? I think the words that stood out for me that you spoke to just then was a mental shower. I was like, yeah. It's the same as a mate said spiritual morphine the other day, and I was like, oh my Lord, that is 2 words just like beautiful injection or something.
What do they call that? Like an oxymoron, when it's like these 2 weird concepts mixed together. I don't know if that's the right word.
Spiritual morphine. This is it. You just don't inject it. But I think what was highlighted there was it feels like your meditation practice is like the core of your being, and that's allowed and opened up all these other things that come into your life, and through that it's given you a bit of clarity to be like, oh, I'm gonna reach out and try this different therapy or this coach or this sort of person. And I feel it's like we all have something that's like, what's the word? It's like not the key, just like the center of our being, you know, like something that's just core to the way we operate, and it's so individualized. Like for me, it is physical movement and exercise is just like just part of my being, and it's like it doesn't have to be a strenuous run, but it's like I have to move every day, you know, like even if it's just going for a walk, it's just like it's just part of me, you know. And for you it's possibly like your meditation practice, so it's like it's just I can't think of there's this word that I'm thinking of. I use it all the time and now it's not coming to me, but it's just like the core of your being, you know. It's like this one thing, and it's almost like a non-negotiable, you know. And for me, sleep comes through as well. It's like this thing that I know is just really essential for me in the way I operate, and you know, I start getting frustrated and thoughts are coming through and all these other things, and then it's when we come back to the basics, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I haven't had more than 6 hours sleep in a week and I really need 7 to 8, and it's these things, they're so like individualized too. We all need different things. There's people that can run off 4 hours sleep and function at their best, you know. There's no right or wrong, and I think that's something that I admire within us both, is the ability to be so open-minded and just try different things, you know. And we still, as individuals, have our own practices and things that we do, but we have a lot of common interests too, and yeah, just being so open and with many aspects of life and people, and yeah. I think I'd like to just expand a bit on, we're at the half-hour mark. You still good?
I'm getting bored.
You're getting bored. 15 minutes. We got 45.
I hope you cut that out.
No, it all goes in here. You can't get away. It's raw, it's unfiltered.
I need to meditate.
I'm over this shit. Can we expand on your life at the moment?
Expand on my life?
I can put it to a question.
Okay.
Where are you at and where are you heading with your... We'll go life in general. I guess I know a lot of it, but...
where am I at and where am I heading with my life? Yeah, I feel like the last couple of months, well, I mean, the last year has just, I feel like been huge, really. That's sort of shifted me into this big change in the last couple of months. I've been living in Bondi for about 5 years, and been working around here in Paddington for about that time as well. And I've just been quite settled here, and it's been a really beautiful home, beautiful space. But yeah, I've just been feeling like in the last couple of months to change my life, and that's sort of pointed in the direction of moving to Newcastle, up north, North New South Wales, which is really exciting and not somewhere that I ever thought I would be going. My best friend lives up there, my best friend Brooke. She's been living up there for a number of years now, and for a few years she's been in my head and trying to get me to move up there. And I've always been like, nah. But Brooke is a yoga teacher up in Newcastle. And she is actually going to take me through yoga teacher training, which is one of the reasons why I'm going up there. And again, it's just growing and evolving. It's just sort of me allowing myself to expand within myself, to evolve myself, and to journey down the path of yoga, which is something that I've been wanting to do for a number of years, that I just have kept putting to the side. Like, it's just something that I've wanted to do, but just I've always been like, oh, I'll do it later. And then when you think about it, that later probably will never come. So yeah, it's now taking this opportunity to journey through that process, which I'm really, really excited about. So there'll be a lot of growth, a lot of deep self-reflection, a lot of community involved, a lot of change, a lot of transformation, a lot of learning, which is going to be really exciting but also scary. And yeah, to then have that gift to share with the world after is going to be really beautiful to have. And then in that process of making my decision to move to Newcastle, I'd been on a journey about, how do I say this? I've been on a journey in regards to relationships for a very long time. And there was a point a couple of months ago where I kind of just gave up on a lot of stuff with regards to finding someone. Was always on the apps and just kind of in that space. And I was just at a point where I'm like, I'm just kind of surrendering to this, and I just don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to have to like worry about it. I just want to enjoy myself. And there was something intuitively in me as well, that when I was making the decision to move up the coast, there was something in me that was like, I need to make this decision, and I need to be very grounded in this decision. And then once that happens, things will open up for me. And yeah, it was just very, very interesting feeling into that moment. And honestly, like about a month later, that's when I met this guy. Beautiful Andy came into my life through my best friend Brooke, which was very unexpected and a very beautiful time, a beautiful moment. Yeah, very, very grateful to have met you in that moment. And I feel like, yeah, just along the journey of growing within myself and learning about relationships and experiencing past relationships and just all the things has just, I don't know, I feel like pieces have just sort of fallen together in certain ways that, one, it's me trusting my intuition to make this decision that has then allowed my heart to open to you, to allow you into my world, for us to then start growing a beautiful connection, for us to then be able to plan a future up in Newcastle that I am already heading up that way. Like, it's just, I don't know, just the synchronicities, the unfolding of things that are effortless. It's just those moments when you are in that full trust and surrender and really allowing yourself to make decisions based on that in your life. It just, I feel like it's so beautiful when you can connect with that. And yeah, moving forwards beyond that, like, I don't really know what is in store for me up there, really. Like, I have a beautiful support network, which I'm really grateful for. And I've got some ideas floating around about potential work opportunities and things like that. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm in this place of deep trust and surrender and just allowing and knowing that the wisdom will come through for me when it's ready, as I continue this path to grow.
I love that. I can relate on, I appreciate the kind words too. I can relate on a few levels in terms of meeting you, and I think I'd been through the frustration of the dating apps and that realization that it's just not for me, and back and forth with them, and just the frustration and that the desire to have someone special in my life, and then really just getting to that point, I think too, probably around a similar time, where I was just like, you know what, I'm just surrendering to it. Like, and I think when I fully let go of that need of someone else in my life, and just surrendered and trusted and got out of my safety bubble and just went out and went to a festival by myself, and I just went into that with no intentions but just to enjoy myself, and there wasn't this like expectation to try and meet someone there or this or that, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, who's this person that's popped up in my radar? And yeah, through Brooke, meeting you, and just being able to spend some really good quality time together still, like at that festival, and just how our relationship has grown and evolved and so quickly, and like we've spoken to many a time, like it feels like we've known each other for friggin' years. And you know, it was the back end of November that we met. It's just crazy, but I just wanted to acknowledge you and you being part of my life, and how beautiful that's been, and celebrating you on your 35th birthday on Thursday. Having a big party tonight / going away, and I think just all the big shifts that are going on in your world. Leaving Bondi and coming up to Newcastle, and leaving your job, and yeah, it's inspiring. It's a massive shift, and just acknowledging you as a person and how beautiful you are internally and externally. And I think it's I admire how both of us together have done, like, it's a lot of the hard work and the healing and the growing, and the icky stuff and leaning into that discomfort and really just doing the internal work. And I think we are mirrors for one another in terms of the internal work that we've done. And I think, yeah, you just coming into my life has been like, whoa, it's like this thing that's like, I was at a similar point where I was like, I feel it's close, but I don't know when. And when it's actually there, you're like, holy tooly, like, this is incredible. So I'm excited for us, excited for our future, excited for this year and the big transitions for you and for us both, and our relationship going forward, and all the memories we've formed already in the relatively short amount of time, and all the beautiful memories that will form going forward, and the nerves and the excitement and the joy and all the good things in life. But I think it's truly special to be able to share that with you.
Thank you. You're so beautiful.
We've made 45 minutes. You've hung on there.
Success.
On the journey. I appreciate you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Peace.